Hello, and thank you for coming back to my channel. Today I'm doing something really fun again. I'm loving this altered book journal because every page is a new artwork basically. So what I'm doing today is continuing on. This is from a different video. And I'm working on another page, and really I've only gotten to part 1, A State of Dementia, which has nothing to do with this project, I assure you. So to begin with, I'm going to make a pocket for a card to go in, and that's going to be here. I'm going to decorate it first, then glue it down. Yes. I've decided to use this green, mainly because I'm kind of longing for springtime. It actually snowed here last night, and it's below freezing, which doesn't happen a lot where I live because I'm on the west coast of Canada and it tends to not do that. But winter came down. It basically came down the mountain. So what I want to do is cut this piece. I'm not going to use those swirls on this part. I think I'll actually put it on the bottom like that. And then I need to cut it right here. I'm not going to try and get into this crease in the paper because that curl just doesn't seem to want to stick. What's that? Get that out of there. So we're going to just cut this about here. I could have torn it, but I want it to have kind of a neat edge this time. And you'll see why in a moment. Before I glue this in place, I'm going to do some decorations on this piece because, for one thing, because this has been glued on and has had moisture on it, it's quite bumpy. So I want to put a stamp on it. And this is one that I actually picked up at a dollar store. I'm so far from any craft store that the dollar stores have become my craft go-to. And it's amazing how much they actually have. Now I have ordered some things online and they're on the way apparently, but I have this super cute bird cage that I'm going to just add in here. Press it down really well because you know how stamps are, they tend to miss spots. See? Now, how could that happen? Oh well, doesn't matter. It's what in the art world is called a happy accident, and I do have a solution for it, which you'll see in a moment. Now on the spring theme, let me just move my book here. I'm going to use some flowers and some cool things, but what I'm having trouble. No, I'm not having trouble. I'm needing to get more organized as I get more things in and more papers and whatever, and I have such a tiny space that I need a place to catalog them. And I made this yesterday with just a sheet cover and a piece of cardstock and just sewed it on my sewing machine and then cut to make pockets, and it's super for storing things, and I can see everything, which I think is wonderful. So I made just 4 pages, but it's already clear that I need more. So which ones am I looking for? Where did I put those ones? Here they are. These are spring flowers, and they're by Spring Bulbs by pennywigs.blogspot.com. And I found them for free. So thank you, Pennywigs, for these cute little ephemera. This flower, by the way, is called a fritillaria, which I think is such a fun name. It's just so frivolous. So which ones would go with this green? Let's do, that one's nice. Oh, I like that one. And this one actually says spring, but since it's not spring, I think I'll leave that one. Not that one. That one's got more pink that I want to see. That one's got spring in it. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. I'm going to go with the tulips because tulips are already available in the shops here. There's a little greengrocers around the corner from me, and they've got tulips out already because we live in an area where you can get them. I think I'm going to put a piece of this underneath just because I love the effect of vellum. And I'm going to cut it with these sort of zigzaggy edge scissors. Every time I use these, I wish they had longer blades so that you could actually cut a whole cut without running into problems like that. But it is what it is, so in terms of problems in life, this is certainly not insurmountable by any stretch of anyone's imagination. That looks about right. Take it all the way to the top. Since I'm here already, I might as well keep going. So we'll take that, put that there, and I may change my mind about the location of this. In any case, I'm going to cut it across here. I thought about tearing it with the decal edge ruler, but it acts kind of funny. Okay, I had to try a few things to see what would look good, and I don't want it to be too like blocked uniform, so I'm going to use where's my paper? This paper towel, and I'm going to put the vellum down first. I actually cut it a bit smaller. Come on. Glue stick because I happen to know now from experience that as soon as it gets damp, it curls like it's on a hot curling iron. So you really have to make sure that you tack it down well. It's fussy stuff. I've never really worked with vellum before, and believe me, it's a learning curve because everything I try turns out differently than I expect, including what I did last week with the different kinds of papers. That was a surprise. Let me show you what I mean. I thought I would try vellum as a covering for this gift wrapping paper, and because it gets wet and stretchy, and I used this kind of glue which has water mixed in it, it just went like hard. Now I can still use little pieces for things, but as a page it's like, well, it makes a good crackle sound, but it's not good for much else. So if I were to do this again, which I might at some time, I will use tissue paper or a table napkin, like with the layers peeled apart. So that one did not turn out so well. This one, let me see. I'm going to just use the white glue on this. I should have stood this upside down, shouldn't I? It's funny, because I've been doing other things with my life and my business for several years now, like writing books and coaching authors and doing book design and cover design, that sort of thing, and also focusing on watercolor. I haven't used glue very much because none of those things really require glue. So it's kind of fun to be playing with glue and paper now. And I just love this junk journaling, or art journaling. I call it arty journaling because there's just so much fun, and it's so creative, and I just love everything that's creative. Now, I did have a little lid. There we go. I always forget to put the lids back on, and then I wonder why they dry up. Come on, lie down there. Okay, and here's my solution for the bird cage. I have a bird. Or I actually have a few birds. Let's get them out here and see which ones would work. I ordered these from Amazon. Those look like thrashers or thrushes or something. I don't want a bird of prey. That looks like a little wren, and she's on a branch, so that's not quite so appropriate. That's I don't know, catbird? Don't have that kind of bird where I live. These guys are just little scruffy looking sparrows. They are so cute. Now it's supposed to be a sticker, but man, it's kind of a washy sticker, and these kinds are so hard to get the backing off of. So let me give it a whirl. I did it. It was tricky, but... So there's my little washy sparrow, and I'm just going to put him right in there. I think that's cute. Why not? Now, this is the backing, which is almost invisible, as you can see. You can see because you can't see it. And I'll put these little guys away for next time. I bought these stickers again at the dollar store. And I thought they would be really versatile for adding designs to. Yeah, just brown paper. So I'm looking at a couple of stamps I have. Not sure whether to go with the flowers or the bird, but I think because we're on kind of a bird theme, a bird and flower and spring theme, I'm going to just use it here. Let's try this and see if it works better than the last one. It's so frustrating when they don't. That will do. I think from now on I'll just turn it upside down and press it with my finger, because that way I know that it's going to land. Now that will need to dry, so when it's dry I will add it. I found all these little labels online at Tracy Fox on Etsy, and I thought I would use something here. I like that one, you can't really read it. I like this one too because the brown is nice. A little bit bigger one. Not that one. Got a kick out of this one. I guess you wish you were a cowboy. My dad was a cowboy. He was a rodeo cowboy for when he was younger, and then he was a ranchman. A cow guy. And my family, my uncle was an all-Canadian champion, bareback bronc rider. And my two aunts were Canadian champion trick riders. They kind of invented the sport. Nail card. This one. I think I like that one. Alright, so I'm just going to put some glue on this one. And stick it down. Try and get it out to the edges here so they don't turn up. Ah! I didn't want that to happen, that's for sure. Let's just dab that up. Hopefully no harm done. It does dry clear anyway, but today seems to be the day for accidents, happy and otherwise. Okay, let's stick that down there. You stay there. One of the things I wanted to do on this is just make some little illustrations. So what I want is to make it look like stitches. And then in here, I want to just put some fun little illustrations. And And the same down here. This is a very abstract flower, which means it's super simple to do. I'll finish my stitching along here. And I think I'll put it down the inside corner as well. Now, rather than using watercolor on this paper, which is, it gets kind of messy, I'm going to use, gosh, this has gotten gummed up. I'm going to use some of these markers. But like I always say, test them first, because some of them haven't been used in a while and they, you know, they're not so nice anymore. That's a nice green. That'll kind of go with our theme here. And that's kind of blobby, so I'm not going to use it. These are all double-ended. That's a nice one. That one really works. And I want something that's sort of in that kind of color. So I'm going to treat this like a paintbrush, and I've chosen this red. And so I'm just going to basically paint in these spaces, also known as scribbling, as you can see. But it's just kind of fun to have really abstract, kind of messy art. And it's freeing because you're not trying to make anything perfect. And when all is said and done, it always looks good anyway. So I'm going to make the centers yellow. And I'm going to use this green for the leaves. Just really quickly put these in here, because part of my goal here is, of course, to make a kind of a sketchbook, art book, and like I said before, an arty journal. So there is that. Now I think I need something right there, so let me look and see what I can find. I've got this little piece of ribbon that I found in my sewing things, and I thought it would look nice here, just some little colors. I think those two. So I'm going to just cut a little piece of it. It's so cute. I think it must have come out of my mom's things. My mom was an excellent seamstress and had a whole sewing room full of fabrics and trims and you name it. So let's use this glue because I think it'll do a better job, and because it's all thready on the back, and those things need to be stuck down. I also remembered I was going to put this bird in here, but I'm not now. I am going to use it on the next part of this project. Okay, let's get this one in right there. I had a really bad sleep last night, and I think my hands are a little bit shaky because of it. Does that ever happen to you? I ate something I ought not to have. Actually, I'm going to leave that till it's good and dry. All right, so this is our page, which is going to go on here. And I think I can stick that down now, because I'm going to make, wait a minute, don't put it there, put it here. It has to go on this page because these two are going to be glued together to make a pocket. But that comes after. All right, I'll just get that out of the way. And we can put this down. I want to get the glue as close to the corners and the sides as I can without it sort of squirting out all over. And so it's quite windy, and my husband said this morning when he got up, which was earlier than I because he obviously had a good sleep, that it was blowing hard and looked very much like a blizzard, which is a rarity on the west coast here. And never particularly welcome. Although it does remind me of my childhood on the prairies, I have to say. But not with any real nostalgia. I don't want to experience that with any regularity anymore. Thank you very much. Okay, we've got that in place. Now I'm just going to turn it over. Press down the entire book. I had thought of putting more decoration on the front here, and I might do that at some point, but I love this paper so much, I think I'll leave it. And this is from my flower and twig embellishments kit on my website at Summer Bay Studio, so if you're interested, you can find some of those there. Perfect. Now I'm going to let that dry for a little bit because I want to make the card that goes in the pocket. So what I'll be doing is gluing along the sides here and then making a pocket. And then we will put, I've got this paper, which, wait a minute, I need to measure this, make sure I can fit it in here. So it needs to be, have about an inch cut off of it that way, and about a half an inch or so that way. In Canada, we're both kind of inches and centimeters, because at some point in the past, one of our prime ministers decided that it would be a good idea to go metric. And then, when we were halfway through changing, the government changed, and the next government said, nuts to that, who needs it? So those of us who were around in that generation, and even younger people like my children, can kind of go both ways. It's odd, but sometimes I'll say it's a millimeter short of an inch, which if you understand both measurement systems is fine, but if not, I think it gets some funny looks. On one side of this card, I'm simply going to put a writing sheet because it is a journal and that gives a place to write. And it says, actually, I can, which I like the sentiment. So I need to cut this. So I've cut that down and I'm going to use the glue stick on it because it's drier and it will lie flatter. And it's okay if I do it along here because this is the backing anyway, so just hopefully get it all working. I'm not crazy about glue sticks. I mean, I think they're wonderful, but sometimes they're just kind of dry and they don't stick all that well, or maybe it's just me. On this one, I have this little tag. I'm just going to put it at the top corner here. And I want to use, what happened to my small glue stick? I saw them all around here this morning. I'm having a major reorganization going on here so that I can readily find things. Because I've got two rooms. I've got my office in one of our bedrooms, and I've got my studio in this family room area. And so it's kind of like things are in both places because I don't have room in either one for everything unless I completely change everything around, which is fairly major. Now I'm going to decorate the back of the card, and what I want to do is use some of this paper that went with the other page, and just, I think I'm going to start with the music and just put some of that down. I have this other sheet of paper that coordinates really nicely with this, so I'm going to start with it. And I'm going to tear a piece here. Yeah, that'll work. Get it on there. I'm wondering if the trick with the glue stick is just to go over it more than one time. It's kind kind of like vacuuming. It works better if you do it more than one time in one space. So let's see how this works. So it fits just nicely along this edge. Press that down. And now I want to put some music in here, but I also, I don't think I want a hard edge either. And then, that is not going to work. That's how we're going to do it. You really do have to run this right off the edge to be able to get the ragged bits. This is sure pretty, isn't it, with the leaves? So that will go there, and then I'm just going to tear some of this as well. Let's see. Let's go this way. Who knew tearing paper was a science? And I'll need to make it cover that and cut it along here. Wait, get this right. Measure, cut. You know, as they say, measure twice, cut once. Okay, let's just cut that. There, that will work. So I'll just put the glue on that and stick it down. So that went down really nicely, and now I'm going to add this. What did I do with my page? Oh, there we go. I thought apple blossoms and the pink and the green would look nice, and it says, "In the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." That's John 16:33, I think, which are the words of Jesus. It's one of those verses that can be kind of troubling because you think, well, what do you mean in the world I'll have tribulation or trouble? And I think he was just stating a fact. However, you don't have to be a part of it. Now, I think this is going to go right here. Wow, yeah, that looks so nice. And now we can use my little bird, which is a sticker, and I'll take this little whole thing out. I'm going to put that one down here. I like how the scallops mirror each other. And now I want to add one more little piece. And I found this one. I think I'll use that little guy. It says paste a orange, which means probably absolutely nothing. Make sure to get the glue on the corners and the sides. I'll go with that, and I'll just put it up here. And then this color gets picked up with this one and the ones on this page as well. I am going to add some more color to these flowers because I think they're a little too orangey red. I bought this set of metallic color pens through Amazon recently because I thought I liked the look of them, and I'm going to use this one, which is kind of picks up these colors and just incorporate some of that color and into the shapes here so they're a little more, I don't know, dramatic, a little more well formed perhaps, or they just will will coordinate a little bit better with the colors already on the page, which is nice. I like colors to go together. There, I like that. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to glue these two pages together, and this will go right in here. But first, I think I'm going to trim this off. Okay, I've trimmed that off. I'm going to measure it because I want to, this is just about 8, so I'm going to make a little mark here. It's just 8, just a little bit over 8, so right at 4 I want to make a little indent, and I need to know exactly where this comes down. I've got this little punch which I've never used before, so I'm going to take my vise and try it. Ah, this is handy. There's that. This goes right in here and it lands there. Perfect. I'm thrilled. So this will make a nice pocket, and before I do the gluing, no, I'm going to do the gluing first. So this just has to be done along the sides because obviously you want it to be open on one side. And because these pages are both quite stiff from all the glue and extra paper on them already, I might have to clamp them together. There, I've glued these together and pressed them down well. And they don't lie down quite yet, but that'll come. And now here's our card that goes in here, and I decided I wanted to make rounded corners on these. Actually, this sticks out a little bit, so I'm going to cut it. Just going to trim a little bit off here so that you don't really see the brown. And my last step is to round the corners. I really like the look of the rounded corners. Look at that. This is the problem with the glue sticks. Now, I don't know. I'm just annoyed by this. They all seem too dry for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, I love rounded corners on things. They just have sort of an elegant look to them. And we'll do this one. I was actually about to buy one of these and I found one in a cupboard. Forgotten I had it. So I put some clips on here just to hold it until it's completely dry. But in the meantime, this is our card, and on the back it's got space to write, so you can do the journaling there. And then it just slips into the pocket like this, hides away in there, and you can slip it out the same way. Just pull it out like that. So that's our project for today. Lots of spring greens to keep us going till the winter's over. Before you go, please remember to subscribe to my channel and click the little bell so that you can be notified when I have a new video. And you might like to watch some of my other videos as well. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.